The World Rallycross Championship is back. You might not be aware of it because the FIA's promotion of it has been a bit peculiar. The website doesn't exist anymore. On the FIA website you can't find the entry list. So let's talk about what to expect from WorldRX in 2025, and you can keep coming back to this spot as we get ready for round 1 in Lousada. First things first, Lousada will be the first of 5 confirmed rounds, with a 6th to be announced in the 2025 season. The 31st of May and 1st of June will be followed up by a 5th and 6th of July weekend at WorldRX of Sweden in Holjes, the Magic Weekend as it's well known. Followed up 2 weeks later by the WorldRX of Hungary at Nyíregyhád. Then after that we will head across a month later to Finland, 23rd to 24th of August at the Kimi Ring. Before the WorldRX of Turkey will be hosting the 5th round on the 20th and 21st of September. That will be at Istanbul Park, the same one that we saw as a finale last season. The 6th and final round has not yet been confirmed. Now, since the Istanbul one could technically be counted as the Asian round, even though I think it's technically on the European side of Istanbul, we did previously have rumours of an Australian round. That was for 2024. We have also previously had rounds in South Africa, or China, or where else have we had them? I think Argentina as well. But there are also other European venues that could potentially host it if needed. The UK, for example, which was originally slated to have a round on the 2025 calendar. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see for when this TBA does get announced. Now, as for the entries, I believe that, and I'll confirm this in a moment when we talk about the format, the regulations now say that all supercars will share the running order together, but they do still make it separate, the differences between the WorldRX entries and the EuroRX ones. The WorldRX entries, we have Johan Kristoffersson, Patrick O'Donovan, Anthony Palfren, Clara Anderson, Juha Ritkonen, Timmy Hansen, Niklas Grönholm, Kevin Hansen, and Ola Christian Baby. So Kristoffersson and Veiby will be behind the wheel of the Volkswagens, the Hansen brothers in their electric Peugeots. We'll continue to have the electric Grönholm machineries for Niklas and Clara Anderson, but we will also then see the privateer Peugeots, the ICE ones for Patrick O'Donovan and Anthony Palfren, and an ICE Hyundai for Juha Ritkonen. Confirmed on the entry list for Euro RX1 for this first round in Lousada, we have Cesar Pereira, Jose Oliveira, Laszlo Kiss, Antonio Souza, Niels Volland, Mika Limitainen, Martin Enlund, Damien Litvinovic, and Yuri Belevsky. And then in Euro RX3 we have, well, double the entries of the other categories actually. So Samuel Kovacs, Libor Tej, Ritis Kuklis, Nicolas Galleans, Ricardo Costa, Dominik Sijagadnik, Rafaela Barbosa, Baclav Tuma, Yao Ribeiro, Jorge Machado, Andre Souza, Rosario Souza, Antonio Souza Jr., Luis Pedro Ferreira, Jose Texiera, Thiago Herrera, Balash Kormodsky, Joaquin Machado, and Lionel Sampaio. But like I mentioned, let's talk about the format, because it's different again this year. Last year in 2024 we had a format that was different to the historic ones you might have seen in the Dirt Rally games, where instead of it based off of the time in the heats, the positions in the heats gave out championship points. Then those points also counted towards event points, which then decided who was making it to semi-finals, and where in the semi-finals they would go. Instead, we're reverting back to a system that we saw previously, but with a slight difference. Much like previously, there will be 4 qualifying heats. Those 4 qualifying heats will be scored based off of time. So the 4 laps that you do, for example, in the heat, that will be what decides your time. And it could be that people who go first end up with a faster time than people who go last. because that's how track evolution happens, even in the middle of one section of qualifying. The difference is this time around, however, that EuroRX and WorldRX are scored together. Well, technically yes, they race together. They then have the scores go off into their own separate championships, but you will see EuroRX1 and WorldRX competitors on the same track. Sounds confusing? It might be. We haven't seen this in practice yet. It could full well end up falling apart very quickly, but we are going to give it time. From there you get the semi-finals and finals, as we did have before. So there will still be people getting sent home after the semi-finals. Not everyone will make the finals. And like I said, Lousada has had a makeover. We first saw it in the WRC a few weeks ago. And the changes are quite pronounced. We have changes which now include a more typical kind of Joker lap than what you would, the kind of thing that you would expect in WorldRX. In addition to that, there is now banking on some of the sweeper corners. Part of it that was previously gravel, that was the widest sweeping corner in front of the grandstands, is now tarmacked. Don't expect cars to be going under the bridge like you do see in the Lousada Super Special in WRC. That won't happen. But it is different to what you've seen if you were a fan of WRC in previous years. It's different as well to if you were somebody who watched it when it was a round of the European Championship. I'm talking, what, nearly 20 years ago now. But yeah, different kind of track. Still, in a lot of ways, the same challenge. But please, as always, let me know your thoughts, your feelings, and your observations. I cannot give you a full schedule because I can't find it on the internet. I have been told through different sources that the events will be streamed on the WorldRX YouTube, which is different to the Rally TV that they've had before. But the information is hard to come across. So, well, hopefully I'll be back next week to tell you more about my experiences and my reflections. Thank you so much for watching and joining, folks. Till next time, it's bye for now.